What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of Necesse. And the super base is coming along nicely, the bedrooms as well. We still need a lot of beds to make the bedrooms, actual bedrooms, which means we need a lot of wool. And getting a, not farmer, the animal person, husbandry person, or a rancher, whatever you want to call them, isn't something I've seen as of yet. However, moving forward, we'll find out that them bedrooms that I've done there are actually too small for them, so we'll need to increase the size of them. Meanwhile, we can go and travel, and where are we traveling today? Looks like we're going over to the forest next to the Pirate Cove. There is a pirate boss at the Pirate Cove. That'll be interesting to try, but we will need to bring our guys along to do that. There is the next boss that we need to defeat is the Void Apprentice, so the wizard in the Dark Dungeon. And there we go, we made it. Our first encounter of the pirates, and I probably shouldn't be here. That is quick. So they're obviously using the guns, the muskets or whatever they're called. As you can see, it's whereas my arrows are dodgeable to a point, the guns from the pirates are not. Now these are just the standard pirates. They're not the pirate boss, and the village or the town settlement they live in is quite cool. Everything's made of gold. We will have to come back here, so I'm not going to bore you with too much. No doubt I will die, and then I'll have to come and get it back. As you can see, they immediately engage, but they all engage. Now I can kill them. It takes probably about 10 arrows though, and as you saw there, it's only a couple of shots, and I get wrecked. So never mind. Didn't lose anything, but what I did get, I got back anyway, so it doesn't matter. And the village before, I realised that actually I can save myself a lot of wood by stealing the fence. I mean, I already stole the animals, so they don't need it. So I'm just going to whiz round on this settlement and steal a few of the fences. And then get some of the animals. I do have some rope on me. So far I've got 3 sheep. Just having a wander around now. These are wild. It's all the wild stuff. There's a cow over there as well. Just running around and getting the wild. You can take as many as you like when doing this. Of course, you need to... I'm just checking out the dude with the fro. No, too expensive. So yeah, you can collect as many animals as you have ropes in your inventory, and you do get them back when you let them go. Obviously, taking them back to our settlement to just increase the population. They do breed if you feed them and look after them. They become tame and breed. Of course, you can get milk from cows and wool from the sheep. But one thing to know is to get that done automatically with somebody with the farming husbandry skill, it seems to be further later on in the game. You're not going to get that near the beginning. So let's get these back to safety and chuck them in a gated area. There we go. So I'll put the gate back on. They didn't seem to just want to walk through the gate on the leads. I'm not sure if that's just because they're too close together or if it's the angle that you come at. But it doesn't matter. What I'd like to do, obviously I do need to separate them correctly. So like the top field will be cows, the bottom field will be sheep. I'm not aware that there are any other items. There is the potential of pigs because I've seen sausage, but I'm not sure if that's anything to do with pigs or if it's something to do with just like a beef sausage. I don't know. We'll see. Now knowing that the pirate zone is a bit dangerous, I will set a note. You can do that on all of these tiles, squares. So instead, I've gone to the southwest, which shows as the dungeon. And the dungeon is where we find the next boss, which is that Void Apprentice, or yeah, Void Apprentice in the dungeon. That's where we find that. Obviously, also it's where we find a new resource, and a resource that we need for our next stage of the game, which is, I think they're called Void Crystals. The Void Crystals are dropped by those. You can see there, them little wizard, purple wizard-looking things. They drop Void Crystals when you kill them. Actually, that's what we're doing, right? Dark Gem dropped by the Void Apprentice. Yeah, and that is the Dark Gem, and there we go. So you don't have to defeat the boss to get that, which is good. They're reasonably easy to kill. I am on my own going summoners, so 3, is it 3 still? Yeah, 3 summoners. I don't know where they are. quite a lot of these, but annoyingly they are quite good at dodging using their teleports. So using ranged weapons, certainly a bow, which is pretty slow, is quite risque. They do like to dodge. There is a lot of mobs around here because, of course, coming in the night time is also reasonably significant, right? So clearing up the top, and these braziers, huge brazier, yeah, we can steal them. They are going in my base, and I'm going to replace them for some nice little torches. How kind am I? I didn't have to do that, people, remember. I could have just left nothing. Now, inside this cave, of course, is another dungeon. Yet it's not the dungeon that has the boss. You go inside the cave. You then have to find your way through it to another set of stairs, which then leads you down to the next floor, which is where the boss is. Upon entering the cave, I'm going to light it up like a Christmas tree. Mainly so it shows up on the map, but also so I can see what I'm doing and know where I've been. Shoddy lightning hammer, that sounds cool. So yeah, that's a melee weapon with a projectile firing out. Damage isn't great though, but it's better than nothing. So in here we need to now find an extra set of stairs. That set of stairs will lead us down to the boss in this dungeon. A lot of this dungeon stuff I got sidetracked with. I don't actually like it. I don't know why I decided to try and steal it all. It's just one of my horde moments, I guess. But rest assured, I'll dump it somewhere shortly, and I won't actually be using it, and I'll stop collecting it. All I'm interested in is the chests for free loot. That's the way out, by the way, not the way down. Chests for free loot and any bookshelves, I believe, which do actually give me books. Now, although they are a crafting material, they don't appear to be a very useful crafting material, but you can make the 2 spell books with them. Now, the void spell, what you can make is about 47, 50 damage, something like that. It's reasonable. Obviously, the other one, the blood bolt that you get from the vampires, is a bit out of our league now in terms of damage doing. You can see even with 3 minions and my sword and bows, they have got a decent health pool within them, so it's definitely worth making sure you keep up before you go into here. Of course, the boss that's going to come up as well is going to need some serious DPS to bring it down, and that teleporting is so annoying. If we just quickly whiz through the rest of this, it's basically just a straight line up. I'm doing, killing what I can on the way, and then we get to this stage, and I walk on that trap that I knew was there, yes, and die. So there is the ladder though, or no, the steps, top right, you can see it. You can tell by the fact that you can see the square, but not the steps. That's down, and then obviously seeing the steps, not the square, is going up. So we have found the boss arena. We just need to get back there now and make sure we collect all of that stuff that we left on the floor, which there was a significant amount of. And a few moments later, arriving back at the dungeon entrance, we can now take that down. Basically just run straight up. Like I say, if you look on the minimap top right as well, you can see it's up. There's a little bit of a lip here where we go around to the left, but all in all, it's pretty much straight up. Trying out a new staff I've found. I'm not sure it's very useful. And there is all the loot that we did actually lose or drop. Don't stand on the traps or remove them is the best option. Now, I would suggest removing them in muscle memory. I do that because your allies that follow you down here will walk on them as well, so it's best to destroy them as you go, and then no one can walk on them, and they're not wasting potions healing themselves up for being dumb, because they will just stand on the trap forever until they die, or well, until they run out of potions, and then until they die. So I would suggest, if you're going on a path where you know you're going to bring your allies along, then to clear them out. Now, I didn't go into the boss room on purpose, so you haven't missed that. You can see there, that's where I died, and then that's where I've gone to. So I've just gone to the top of the map just to see what there is, try and get the free loot, killing these guys to get the void shards that they give off, because they're useful for our next upgrades anyway. And another armor set if we want to go into magic. This is, of course, the part where we go down, but I'm trying to get it all lit up, making it as safe as physically possible. And the idea here is then that when I bring my guys along to actually do the deed, I've got them all kitted up and everything, that I know the way, it's all lit up, and yeah, that happened. And I don't have to deal with too many mobs, because lighting it up definitely reduces them. So there we are, back again one last time with feeling, just to check on that, light up the last few things around here. I'll pop my head in just to show you. It is just basically an already made arena, so it's not like the Spider Queen where I had to make one, or just open up an area really. In here, there you go, you can see. Now them torches that are lighting up are really annoying actually. You can't dig them up. I'm hoping that when I upgrade my axe I can, because they stop a lot of my projectiles when I do come and fight it. So note to self, they will block projectiles, but not to the bosses, only yours. Another person wanting to join our settlement for 190 gold. They are villagers. Villagers are just bog standard people. They didn't do anything special other than specific tasks that you asked them to. Majority of the villagers I set as haulers. I decided to use these braziers that I got from that top of that dungeon to surround my own circle, which is my main part of the base. I've got 4, so I put them on all 4 corners. I think that looks quite cool. They also give off light, so it's a bonus. Somebody's striking there. Now, the fact that only one person's striking and not everyone, that means that we do have food and they don't have a bed. Now, beds, as you know, have been a problem since the beginning because wool has been a problem since the beginning. So was wood, until I realised that I put the forest outside the allowed area. Now that's fixed. They're chopping down trees. You can see that forest there to the right is always, majority of it's always saplings, because they go along and chop down any fully grown trees and replace them with saplings. Fields are on the left hand side, doing well. There are a few resources I'm still missing. And we have every profession type apart from the ranchers now to do the animal handling, the animal keepers. He's very excited. That's because we've completed the quest, and the quest is to get the dark gem. So we can complete that, and now we need to kill the wizard. So now it's the boss. So we found the dungeon, got the gem, now we need to kill the boss within that dungeon. So just checking out some of the resources, or lack of resources. There you saw pop up wood. Wood's nice, plenty of wood. Stone is also looking good. I need to make sure I don't run out of the snow stone, the lighter stone there that I'm actually using for the main base. Unless something else comes along, I'll likely stay with the snow stone. What I would like is a darker one, so like a black stone, whether that be obsidian, basalt, lava rock, something along them lines where it's black, or certainly a very, very, very dark grey. But we'll see what we get. The colour of the demon altar actually would be a very nice colour. I can contrast that with this light material and make hopefully a nicer path. But we'll see. I'm not sure what is available again, and I don't try and look forward. The recipe book is a fantastic thing to have. Looking at minions now, but realistically that's not how you find the minion items. It's how you find items with the word minion in. There is a potion that allows you to have an additional minion out. And I think I'm going to go down the summoner's path. There is a part coming up shortly, I'm sure, in a few episodes, where I do change that tactic and try a different armor set, but minions is the way for me to go, I think. Right, so as one of the items that I saw I could make in the alchemy table, there was a splunker potion. Splunking, obviously everybody knows what splunking is. It's from Minecraft as well. We basically go into the ground and start looking for resources. The potion, though, makes them resources glow, as you can see here. So all we need to do is dig up to them. Now, knowing that bombs are fantastic for mining, and you're about to see that right now, because digging out that with a pickaxe would have taken a lot longer than what that just took. Obviously, you need to be careful what it opens up and what mobs are about. And make sure to keep lighting things up as you go so that the spawn rates are decreased. And again, as far as I'm aware, that is the factor. This small area here seems like a waste to use a bomb. I mean, there is 7 tiles there and another 3 that I just knocked out. I'll try and dig out the ones that are smaller. I'm not going to use a bomb. Certainly these round bombs that can be turned into tile bombs. They are sort of a 7-block radius, circular radius. The dynamite sticks that you can get are almost double that. They are very, very powerful. Now, you can't make them, but you can buy them. And you buy them from the pirate. So the pirate king, keeper, whatever you want to call him, that is the boss at the pirate base that we have visited once. Once you defeat them, the pirate king, you are able to then have him as a settler in your settlement, and he sells both dynamite and bombs for about 40 gold for the normal bombs, and I think 70 gold for the dynamite, roughly. We will see that though, don't panic. Spiders are actually really tough. They do have a high HP, a hit point pool, so they do take quite a lot of damage before they go down, so letting them run in on you is dangerous. They're also reasonably quick as well for such a large mob, which is scary. The zombies, even the crawling zombies that are quite quick, they don't have a high hit pool as much as these. That was a very good mining session for us, and I'm very happy with the results. We got a lot of the deep ice crystal type blue ore as well. Hopefully you saw in that time lapse I did get a decent amount of veins using that Splunker potion. I mean that time lapse was at 30 times the speed, so hopefully it comes across nicely with a bit of music. But yeah, there was a lot of time spent there mining to get some resources in the base. Also, as a caveat, it's nice to know another villager. So they're cheap, but they don't really give you anything other than 4 jobs they can do there. Also, because I say also enough times, I have the upgraded summoning weapon now as well. I'm not sure how long I've had. It was within the time lapse though. So as we was farming and farming and farming, so they are from that ice biome, which makes sense because they are, after all, snowman. And yes, I know snowman, and certainly snowman from Minecraft are a bit useless. They have a bit of a knockback, but they don't do any damage. These are not useless. These are actually quite strong. They're certainly a lot stronger than the zombies that we had previously, and they are all ranged. Just as a bit of base management, I'm making sure that the assigned work and locations are all correct, like I screwed up with the wood in the previous task. Of course, there is no animal keeper, so that's why these aren't doing anything specific. I was going to join them together, but then you can't keep them separate. You can set a maximum number to have in the farm, and then the animal keeper will slaughter them as is needed when we get one. In the meantime, they're just going to continue to breed as long as we keep them fed. Now, for the cows, I think that 10 is enough. For the sheep, though, I think I'll double that up to 20 and see how that goes. We want to get a lot of wool in, because once we've done the beds, there's carpets and things like that. You can make the houses look nice, bedrooms look nice, whatever you want to call them. And I'm sure there are other things we can do as well in the meantime with that cloth. So it's always a good idea to have it. And that's the plan moving forward, to have plenty of it so that I'm not struggling. Same as the wood, but that's now officially done. Now, all the blueberry bushes we own, I am planting here because I have seen a tip on the internet previously, which I don't normally do. But the blueberry cake is a very strong and easy food, gourmet food to use. The downside to it is blueberry bushes for the blueberries, which you need a lot of. I'm not sure the math, but I think it's like 4 or 5 blueberry bushes per settler. That's all we have, so we're a bit short. But now I know that, I'll remember to steal as many as possible when I see them. And tip, spoiler, the pirate maps, the pirate villagers seem to have a crap ton of them, just FYI. So just to try out some of the buffs and the potions that you can make that are the buffs, both for me and the settlers. I brought one settler along, the settler with the best items that I could muster for now, and then myself, of course, which is fully kitted out with the equipment that's required and the buffs. And we're just trying the Spider Queen, or the Queen Spider as it's actually called, to see how it goes. Now, there is a benefit to this. Remember that the more settlers you have helping you, the more health it has. So it's not a case of, oh, take 20 and you'll nuke it, because of course it will have likely 20 times more health. I don't think it works quite like that, but nevertheless, this is a much smaller health pool because there's just 2 of us, plus the 3 minions, which don't affect the HP on the boss. But with 43 health left, there we go, easy peasy. And that is the boss defeated. So we can do it this way, and this is probably a better way, and certainly a way that I don't have to risk losing all of my settlers, which is always a bonus because it takes quite a long time to build them back up again. But on that note, and on that good note, should I say, we are at time. So thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, please click like. Any comments are welcome. As always, subscribe for more. Join us on Discord. Take care. Goodbye.